Sooner Scoop HD.
The loss against TCU was the worst performance of the season. But come in today, beat Alabama like you did. Just what does this kind of win say about maybe the resiliency of the team and the way you guys were able to bounce back?
No, just for those guys to obviously when you lose like that, you hear all kind of stuff outside, noise, and to come back, we took a well-deserved day off, got away from it, and came back and just moved on. You asked me what my message was, I think, yesterday, and I'm like, we got to move on. It was uncharacteristic of us with the fight, and just really happy for the guys and show the resilience. I think they were sick of me every game going, man, we're right there, let's go. And I thought they played the right way. I thought they really played hard. I thought the crowd was unbelievable. I sat there when the crowd rushed the floor. You know, my younger self might have ran out in the middle of it, and I just sat there and just said, I mean, this is the vision. Like this kind of excitement with the student body. I thought they were awesome. They were there early. Best crowd I've had since I've been here. And I thought, I was just really happy for the guys to bounce back from that to do this. That's character, that's resiliency, that's togetherness.
Justin?
Porter Grant was really dominant from start to finish. You know, just had his struggles in the second half the past few games, but it seemed like this time didn't really take his foot off the gas. Just what did you see out of him?
I saw, you know, his a bounce in his step. You know, it's just he was playing with joy. You know, and he had a pace to him. He was playing both ends. He was trying to, you know, he just had playing through mistakes even. You know, and but when you can't play this game tight and sad, and he had a great bounce to himself, and that's what I saw from the beginning.
Porter, Jalen had 26 points on 9 of 11 shooting, 8 rebounds. I think you like to use the term warrior effort quite a lot. Would that have qualified today with him?
Yeah, I mean, Jalen had 26, but I think the first thing we should talk about is that kid needs to be on the watch list for the National Defensive Player of the Year. If he's not on the watch list for National Defensive Player of the Year, they're not watching. This kid's unbelievable defensively, and I hope you all tell that story nationally, because what he does night in, night out, the guys he guards, I mean, he's guarding lottery picks. And he is resilient. He's playing a lot of minutes. And then for him to have that defensive effort and have 26 points as well, I mean, what a performance by Jalen.
We'll go to Cliff now.
Yeah, Coach, they cut it to 11. They made a run at you guys early in the second half. Your thoughts on the way you were able to handle that and then push the lead back out?
Yeah, I thought the guys kept on bouncing back, you know, and handled their runs. Because I've seen some crazy runs on tape with Alabama. I mean, I think they were up 37 at half against LSU. I've seen them double-digit wins, and I just watched them, and so we really talked about, eliminating those runs by good defensive possessions. I thought we had really good offensive possessions, but I thought that's the key to answer their runs, because they can get on runs as good as anybody, and we didn't really have any against us.
Yeah, Porter, how important it was Tanner setting the tone, especially on defense.
Yeah, I thought the first couple plays he got too high, and they got behind him for a couple dunks, and then he adjusted, and then I thought he was terrific. Just played an all-around game. You know, he was really verbal. I think on the coverages defensively, I really saw some things defensively in the second half, and defensively, he did some really good things. Offensively, he had a great pace to him. But the thing I like is, like, every huddle, everything, he was in there. I thought he had great leadership tonight.
James?
Was this one of your better defensive efforts? I mean, that's a really good fast break offensive team. You guys shut down their fast break. They didn't get out and run tonight. How good of a defensive game was it for you?
I think the transition D, I didn't think, I think they heard the message in the film session after TCU. Because our transition D wasn't what it needed to be there. And these guys, I really thought we got back and made a wall. We got to their shooters. We really were talking about, the three-point attempts. And I thought that was a key to the game. I know they got free for a couple. I know Rylan Griffin got free for a couple at the end, but I think they had 6 total. But I think for the meat of the game, I think they might have had 4. That was a key, getting back, getting to their shooters, making them make tough twos. And I just thought our guys did a lot of things we wanted to in the game, but then they kept through in the second half. We've had lulls. I've talked about, now we had a lead, but we hadn't been getting timely stops. But I think we defended for 40 minutes.
Ryan?
You mentioned pace with Grant and Tanner. How key was that? It looked like early on, especially, the whole offense was in a really good pace, but not kind of like at TC where it was so fast that the mistakes were happening early.
Yeah.
How key was that to settling that group in?
It was really key. They were having good possessions. We didn't have some good possessions. I mean, the way we had the last game. I don't want to talk about the last game anymore. I mean, let's talk about this game. I mean, I need to move on, man. I need to talk about this one. But I thought those pace was great with those guys. I thought, and then I thought, Los, Jalen. I mean, I thought everybody. CJ came in. Ortega gave us a nice lift with the pace. Sam. I thought we had a lot of contributions from a lot of guys.
Jason?
Coach, I know you said you were kind of on the side there when the fans stormed the court. I was kind of on the side there watching you. You're giving fans high fives and you walk the tunnel. You shake Joe C's hand. Kind of walk me through that moment, what was going through your head when all that stuff happened.
You know what? It was walking through the head, like just thinking back, like on the Baylor game, because the first couple of losses the students were here, but like the Baylor game, they came out and they gave everything they had, and I've been really making an effort to connect with the students, going everywhere I can, nonstop, and to see them come out and then have to leave the building on that 2-point loss against Baylor, and I just wanted to soak it in for the students, for our guys, because that's the long-term vision I have, is to create an every night atmosphere here, and it was just for them to come back. I just want them to know how much I appreciate it. I was trying to thank all the students, everyone I saw, and that's the vision, because I think college basketball will be fun for the students, and I just think it's so intimate, a basketball thing, and it was a great scene. I was just taking it in.
Curious, what did Joe C have to say to you?
Just same thing. Like students were great. We just right away our conversation was about the students, because that's been a vision.
Jesse?
Where you talk about the pace of the offense, just talk about, the offense as a whole, the shot selection, 93 points, obviously, 57% shooting from the field. Just what did you see from the offense overall, and how much is this kind of a performance you can point to as something?
100%. We got to the paint and we dropped off. We knew they'd come to block shots and we dropped it off. I thought we made good decisions. I thought we made the extra pass at times. It's nice when you hit your shots too. Made some shots, but we dropped off a number of baskets, like when they crowded at the end of the drive, that where sometimes we might have thrown up a bad shot, but I thought we had a lot of good drop-offs, and they were just locked in, playing the right way, and it was. I thought we had good possessions. We didn't have wasted possessions.
Barry?
Porter, they clearly had a big athletic edge. Is the way to combat that just out-execute them? And is that what you did today? Like Uzon and Bijan both were really good just on the floor game, those kinds of things?
Well, one way we wanted to combat their athleticism is get back and make a wall in transition, to slow them down, and that was one way. The two-way, being physical. We wanted to be physical. That was something that we talked about. But, get them on the half court, really try to take away their threes. I know they have a philosophy of taking a lot of threes, and they're so good at it. So one of the ways we were really trying to get up into their threes, transition defense, and we were trying to get into their legs rebounding. It didn't work as well. That area didn't work as well.
We have time for just a couple more questions. Go back to Eli.
You focused on Jalen's defense. What role did he play, obviously, in slowing Brandon Miller, and how did that overall game plan work? And you had such high praise for him yesterday.
Well, he's physical, and he moves his feet, and he's just gritty. He takes such pride in it. Like, he doesn't take plays off, and he's on top of the scout. He's a smart defensive player. Like, he soaks in the scouting report. He knows the actions, and he gets ahead of the play. He combines high IQ with toughness and grit defensively.
Porter, coming off a game like you had, how difficult is it to get the guys ready to play? Or is it not even really the coach's job? They have to get themselves ready to play?
No, it's everybody's job in the thing. Well, it's everybody's job. We talked about it, we moved on, and then we got to put a game plan together where they believe, with belief in the room, And but like we told them, like, man, you got the #2 team in the country here. If you don't have a pulse if you're not up. And we talked to them about that and talk about opportunity that we had. But, you know, I told them, like, I know you guys are sick of me ever coming in here going, man, we're good. We just got to find that inch. You've heard that before. I'm like, and that's been a handful of things. But these guys, it was just. These guys have been resilient, bouncing back, and I just hope we can snowball this into, more.
We'll close it out with Cliff.
Yeah, we believe you now, Coach. So I wanted to point out, Alabama defense depends very heavily on freshmen. But when you look at the people who really showed up for you guys, Sherfield Senior, Hill Senior, Grove Super Senior, how critical was that in terms of those guys that have been there, carving those young guys up?
Yeah, we talked to them about the physicality. I said the one thing we got is if we're older is the physicality, and that's like our league. You look every night, our league is old. Big 12 is old. I mean, we constantly 5th year, 6th year seniors, older. I mean, it's old. I mean, and I thought Quinterly was really good tonight. He had 12 with that, but they're terrific. I mean, I can't tell you enough about their talent level. I mean, that was a great win for us because I think they are deserving of their #2 rank, and because they're athletic as heck, and Nate does such a good job with them in transition and playing to their strengths. And but I thought our seniors were very physical today.
Sooner Scoop HD.